In this video, I add more details to my Cyberpunk port, and while I do this, I want to share some tips and tricks with you on how to detail large areas. This is part 2 of building the port. You can watch this video without having seen the first part, but I highly recommend you watch the first part. Hi, I'm Architect and welcome back to Neo Akito, the Cyberpunk style city I am building. Detailing larger areas can be hard. It can really fast be overwhelming. You don't know where to start or what actually to do. While I detailed the port, I did find some techniques that helped me and maybe will also help you. So while you watch me detail the port, I will talk about these 5 techniques/tips that I used. But before you actually start detailing, you should look if there's some part of the build you have to finish first before you can detail, or parts that you were not motivated to do earlier and you procrastinated about way too long. For me, the whole entrance situation was a part I was not motivated to do earlier, so now was actually the perfect time to do so. I finally added the ramps that led to and from the highway, and I also added some gates and like this security poles that go into the ground and can move up, whatever they're called. For the incoming trucks, there is an area where they can be inspected before they move on into the port, and if they fail the inspection, like there are people on board that they shouldn't be on board and so on, they can leave the area. Also, the part of the highway that lead directly into the VC SLT got some security, so not everybody can drive into the tower and plant a bomb or something. So with the whole entry situation now cleared and done, the first detail of this episode that I added to the already existing structure was then these wheels for the cranes. And here comes already my first tip, and that is repetition. On a large object area, repetition is definitely your friend. So I copied this wheel and put them on all my cranes. Quite logical, I know. But in this episode there will also be more things like trucks and drones that I will copy and paste. In the modern world, nearly everything is mass-produced, so it's just logical that in your modern or futuristic world, a lot of things look quite the same actually. So if you have a detail that you can use over and over, do it. Maybe change the color sometimes and not totally overdo it, but I think you know what I mean. And before we move on, I want to talk about a thing that is also really repetitive, and that is YouTubers asking their viewers to sub to their channel. So yeah, it would be cool if you sub to my channel and leave a like under this video. I also changed some of the Cooper to more oxidized ones, so the cranes would look a little weathered. Next up, I built some transport hovercrafts, and here already comes the next tip, and that is that you should add points of focus detail. You can have these points where details are really high, they catch the viewer for a moment, and they work like a charm. Also, while transport drones that carry containers are in reality still a little unrealistic, I always try to look a little at physics while I build them. That's why in this 3-rotor design, in the back there are actually 2 rotors to counter each other's rotational force. So there are actually 4 rotors. Otherwise the back rotor has to be tilted while flying straight. There are tricopters out there that work that way. Anyway, what I want to say with this, sometimes think a little about how physics work, so your things have some features that some people that know how physics and also like mechanical things work can have something cool to look at, and they're getting that. The next topic is relative detail. On a large scale, objects that we would normally detail a lot actually becomes detailed themselves. Trucks, for example, something you will detail a lot, are actually detailed themselves on the scale of the port. Understanding this relative scale that detailing can have makes it easier to detail. To better understand this relative scale, think about City Skylines and Cyberpunk 2077. In City Skyline, a statue or even a food stand is a detail. In Cyberpunk 2077, for contrast, a scratch on a weapon can be detail, but also random stuff in a shop. You see, detail is relative to the size of the object you detail. But enough of all the relativity theory here. Let's move on. Before I end this episode, 2 last tips. 1. Light blocks. With the street light design for the harbor, I had the problem that the light spot on the ground were too small. I first thought about using some transparent blocks to create a light spot on the ground, but nothing really worked. So I googled, and Google did not disappoint me, because the day I found out in Minecraft there are light blocks that emit light and that are invisible. Also, I could have just remembered a comment under one of my videos, but let's don't talk about that. You get them via the command line, here's the command, and you can even set the desired light level. You can then place them, and don't be surprised, as long as you hold the light block item in your hand you will see this block. But if you move to another block, after some time they become invisible. I recommend placing them some blocks above the ground, because on ground level they sometimes project these weird lines. And voila, the street lamps have now a great light spot. Seriously, I wish I knew that block earlier. And my second and last tip for this episode is chaos building. I recommend sometimes to build chaotically, just use chaos, jumping from one area to the next. This may especially help if you have problems fully detailing something perfectly. I really have phases where I do this a lot actually. I try not to do it because the footage is quite bad for YouTube most of the time. But hey, sometimes it's the best way to just get forward. I hope some of these tips may help you if you have to detail a large area. I have to say, detailing is not my strength at all, so if you have any tips for detailing, tell us in the comments. In the next episode, you will see me building a ship for this whole container port. Thanks for watching till the end, consider subscribing and liking the video. See you next time in Neo Akito.